Hi there, Joka here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I'm going to show you two new products. One of them is called Retro Petals Background. This is a cover plate, and then there is the Retro Petals Background Builder stamp set. These do not work together, and that's not why I'm showing them in one video, but they are the same pattern, so I just thought it would make sense. Now, the color combination I chose is actually all the favorite colors from one of my friends, and I thought, why not put them together? And honestly, I was really surprised, but I absolutely loved the colors. So these actually turned out to be my favorite projects of late. So first I die cut the panel from a 5 by 7 inch cardstock. This is a super dark green called Forest from Spellbinders. It's my new favorite cardstock. And I embossed the sentiment on the panel with white embossing powder. And I'm gonna go randomly with these cards. I'm gonna set them aside and then move on to the next. So now I'm working on a stamp panel while I had my stamping tool here. So the way this stamp set works, there's three little kind of like panels. I mean, if you know my background builder stamps, then these will be familiar. And I recommend you start from the top to the bottom. That's the easiest way of lining them up. They don't have to be perfect. There should be like a hair left between them so that you have a little bit of white between the little squares, as you can see. And then you just add colors. I used Altenew inks, and I tried to kind of match them to the cardstocks that I use. They are not perfect, but I think they are good enough. And then I chose random order, so I not want to repeat the same colors in every line. And then then you just go ahead and repeat it. So three stamps will build one of these two-liner patterns, if that makes sense. And once I'm done, this is also a 5 by 7 inch panel, by the way. This is one of my new favorite card sizes, to be honest. And I'm just adding foam tape, and then I'm adding the card panel onto the card base. By the way, I actually was lying, because the panel itself is now smaller than 5 by 7. The card base is 5 by 7, so I actually trimmed that down. And just so that it's not so basic, I am adding some of the die cut shapes that I have created with the Retro Petals die. And I will add foam tape to all of these shapes just for some dimension and some interest. And I'm not adding these shapes to all of my stamped images, just a few randomly, so that it's a bit more interesting. And then this card is gonna be done. And mind you, I kept these cards simple because they were for a man, so I did not want to add a lot of feminine details, even though you have kind of flower shapes here, but I did not want to add enamel dots and things like that. So I hope you will like them. I have not mailed them out yet, but yeah, I hope you will like them. So next card, I am adding my die cut shape to the card base, and then I'm adding back the squares. You can see that you get two shapes with that die, these squares and then the petals. So you can decide if you want to use just one or both, or you don't want to add these shapes back at all into that background. There's so many options, I think. And you can add as many colors as you want. I just went with 4, I think. I don't even know. I think 2 kind of pinkish blush colors, and then mustard, and then the dark green. No, light green. So it's 5 actually. And then I'm starting working again on another card because I had so many of these die cut shapes, and I'm telling you, I didn't even die cut them. I did not die cut the full panel. I just die cut a part of it because I knew that I only need a few of these shapes, but I still had so many extras, and I didn't want to throw them away because I absolutely love these colors. So I'm just trying to use them in a, I don't want to say in a creative way, but in a different way than I did on the previous card. And so I am just going to create the same pattern here, but I am not going to use both shapes for every flower, so to say. For some of them I'm going to use the square, for some of them, or the negative, and for the others the positive. And once I create this pattern, actually, sorry, my hair is going to be in the frame a lot because I had the fan next to me, and it was blowing everywhere. So what I was going to say is that this pattern is actually really nice if it's not placed perfectly, but I don't know why, and normally I actually prefer the imperfect version, but for some reason here I was going for a less random look, and I'm using one of the negative shapes to determine where I have to glue down the positive, just so that they, that the pattern looks right. And then I also noticed that I still had a lot left. So I actually added something like 3 or 4 layers of the die cuts, and then the last layer I only added to the positive shapes of the petals, and I offset them a little bit. That's what you see. And then I pulled out this older die that's called Hey There, and I die cut it from the Dark Forest cardstock, and actually I'm adding both layers in this color, so it's like monochromatic. And also I did not add the outline of the top layer, so I'm only adding these skinny lines. I hope you will see in the close-up photos better, because here it's a bit dark. God, it's such a beautiful color. I'm so all over it. God, sorry for the rambling, but yeah, I really like that color. Okay, so this card again is done. It's simple, but again, it's all in the colors, I'm telling you. And for this one, I used another older die, the friend die, and here I actually filled the shape with different colors. And I'm also adding a sub-sentiment, so to say, with the BFF stamp set. And this is it just says hi there, so I'm gonna emboss the sentiment onto the same green cardstock, and then I'm gonna die cut it. And I actually don't like the look die cutting an embossed sentiment after embossing, because it flattens the embossing out. But I tried the other way around as well, and it didn't make a whole lot of difference. So yeah, I think I kept the original in the end, and I'm going to add that at the top, and then this card is done. Again, remember, this is for a guy, so that's why you don't see me add anything. You know that I like to add all kinds of embellishments, but not this time. Okay, I lost count, but this might be the last card. And again, I'm coming back to it. And I realized, again, this is kind of like a one layer card at this point, because all the die cutting is just in one layer. So I decided to add some of the white petals just for some dimension on foam tape. I think that gives it a little bit of extra something. Okay, so here you have the 4 cards. I hope you like these new products. I hope I could inspire you in some way. Thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.